this class I'll be teaching you how to make this Princess Dart bustier that has flounces and yoke, as you can see right there on the thumbnail. So here I've already started making my lines, and this is my shoulder line, and this is my chest, this is the bust point. Okay, so I'm going to impute my under bust measurement. So that is my under bust measurement. Okay, so that is under bust point, and this is my waist line. Okay, so right now the next thing I want to impute is my bust span divided by 2. So if I impute my bust span divided by 2, I'll go ahead and do this. I will connect. So once I've connected this, I'm going to create my darts. So I'm creating my dart as usual, 0.75 or 3/4 on both sides. So once I've done that, I'll connect back the darts. So I'll be taking my measurement right now on my waist. Waist 36 divided by 2 is 4 is 9. Replacing 1.5 inch of my dart, I'm going to mark. Next, I'm going to connect this to this. Okay, so once that is done, I'll create my bust dart. So my bust dart is 2 inches. Divided by 2 will give me 1 inch. So as usual, I'll bring it this way, and I'll bring this one this way. Just come out a little bit. So I'll connect this way, and finally this way. Can you see? All right, so that is all we need for the basic drafting before we go ahead to create whatever design or style we wish to have for this particular dress. So now I'm going to create my neckline. So my neckline depends on where I want the depth of my neckline. So I'll place my tape on the cleave and take 5 inches from my cleave measurement. And on this, I'm going to come in by 3 inches. Then I'll connect that 3 inches because it's actually a V neckline that we have on that dress. So now I'm going to create that yoke you are seeing right there. Okay, so if I want to create the yoke, then I want to step down by 1 inch. Okay, I'll step down by 1 inch, and I'll place my pattern ruler from that point and connect it back to this point. So wherever it terminates, that will be serve as my yoke. So this little thing you are seeing here is the yoke. Okay, so by the time you spread it, it will be, you will have it as it is right there on the thumbnail. So this part of the yoke will be on fold. All right, so next is the princess dart. So as usual, this is the midpoint of our princess dart. Just go ahead and place your pattern ruler to the midpoint this way. Step down by 1.5 from that point here, and then connect your princess dart. So from here I'll come out by 1.5 again. So I'm going to measure 1.5. So once I've measured the 1.5, next I'll go ahead and reconnect my princess dart. So that is that for this dress. So next is the under bust. So the under bust, I'll come from the center front. This is my center front line, and I'm going to measure from here my under bust circumference divided by 4. I have 8 3/4. I have 1.5 left. On this part I'll put 0.25, and here I'm going to impute 1.25. So I simply place my ruler this way, connect, flip it once again this way, and connect. So once I've done that, I'll go ahead and take them back to the waist this way. So that becomes the drafting for the front. So I'll just go ahead and cut out what I have on the front here, because we are done with the front, nothing more, nothing less. So I'll just go ahead and cut the yoke, and then I'll go this way. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut my waistline, then I'll cut the center front. The shoulder, I'll go this way, and I'll get to this point, cut through the princess dart. So I'll keep cutting through this princess dart this way. Okay, so here I'm going to cut out this yoke. So this yoke now, I'm going to cut it out. We are going to use our illusion mesh for it. Okay, so now I'll come over to the waist, to the side. I'll cut this way, that way, and follow the line. So I'll go here to the under bust, and I'll go here. Okay, so that is how to go about it. So next is to close the bust dart. I'll close the bust dart this way. Can you see? So this is what we have for the front of this dress. Okay, so now we'll jump over to the back piece. So coming over to the back, I've already ruled my necessary lines. This is also my shoulder, and this is the chest, and this is the back length. Of course, the back length is usually smaller. Okay, so here is the center back line. So now I'm going to impute my shoulder 3 by 1 for back. So once I'm done with 3 by 1 for back, I'll do this. Then I'm going to impute my shoulder divide by 2, which is 7.5. I'll go ahead and connect. I'll transfer my shoulder, my chest line again here, as you can see. Then I'm going to do what? Rule my line. I transferred my shoulder divide by 2 here. Then I'll find the midpoint here. For the back, I'll go in by 0.5, and then I'll connect this. So on the chest line, I'm going to impute my bust circumference divide by 4. I have 10 inches. So I'll just go ahead and connect. Okay, now on the waistline, I'm going to impute from the center of the waist, of the center back. My waist divided by 4 is 9. Then I'll find the midpoint of that 9. Okay, that will be my dart leg. So whatever I have from here to here, 4.5, I'll transfer it back to this point. Then I'll just quickly connect a straight line. So the dark I want to work with for the back, I'll work with 0.5 and 0.5 here. So that 0.55, I'll connect them back this way. Then I'm going to replace this 1 inch dart here. Okay, so I'll replace it here, and that is it. So now I'll connect this to this. So now, because the back needs to be contoured before ever we do whatever, I'll come in from here 0.75, which is 3/4 for my back contour line, and I'll contour my back this way to avoid bulge. So that means I'll retake my measurement from here right now. I'll measure my 9 inches, which is my waist, add my dart back. You can see that. Then I'll finally do what? Connect it back. But before I connect, note that this line passed through the chest line. So I'll just go ahead and measure from that chest line my 10 inches, which is my bust divided by 4 before I finally connect. So you can see this part is the part we replaced right now. So now I'll be choosing either to do this flat or to do a princess dart at the back. So I'll prefer to run a princess dart at the back. So for the princess dart, I'll just simply connect this way. Can you see how I'm connecting it? And I decide to even use the back, the smaller dart. Okay, can you see? So it's just this is okay. So I call this B1 and I call this B2, and then I'm going to cut right away. I'll cut through my dart replacement. I'll go ahead and do this. So the back, before you cut, please not 3 by 3. Remember we came in from here, okay? The width of the neckline has to be the same. We came in by 3 inches. If you remember, we did that for the front. So once you have done that, just go ahead and connect what you have there. From there, connect it back to that high neck, which is 1 inch, okay? So please take note of that. The shoulder width for front and back is supposed to be equal. So I'll just go ahead, go this way. And here, the princess dart, you still need to come out, because by the time we join this curve, you have a shortage there. So I'll just go ahead and come out by 1 inch, okay? So that 1 inch will be reconnected. So I connect it back, just like we did in the front. So I'll just come this way, and now I'll come this way. Can you see? Then I will go this way, and then this way. So this is where I'm going to cut off, and then cut off the darts. Okay people, so this is it, and that is what it looks like for the back. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to make the flounce. Okay, if you look at that beautiful flounce, I will show you how this flounce is perfectly cut. So to make the flounce, just come in with your fabric. Of course, I know so many of us know how to make flounce. Just get your cardinal point of the flounce and measure 2 inches. Okay, so even on the channel right here, I have a flounce tutorial, so you can just go to the flounce tutorial. So this is what you have as your starting point of your flounce. Now on the cardinal lines, you measure the width of your flounce. Let me say I'm working with 4 inches, which includes my seam allowance. So I'll just go ahead and measure that 4 inches of my flounce, okay, starting from this line. So I'll just go ahead and do what? From the starting point, I'll connect to that 4 inches. I'll keep going at 4 inches. I'll keep moving at 4 inches. I'll keep moving at 4 inches like that. Okay, so what we are making here is a spiral flounce. So this spiral flounce, I'll just stop it at this point. So I will get at this point and I will stop. So at the tip of this flounce, I'm going to do, if you want to have that flounce the way it is on the thumbnail there, this is what you do and connect. So this part will become a little pointy or smaller. So I will now go ahead to cut. So I'll just cut on this line. We don't need this other line now. This is the line I'm actually wall. So let me cut it out so it will be easy. So here now, this is the tip of that flounce. So as I go and go and go, all right, so then I'm going to cut out the size of this flounce as well. Fine, so this is the shape of what you'll be needing. So by the time you are done with your sewing your bustier, your dress, as usual, by the time you are done sewing it and all that, everything has been sewn. So you use your applique to design it as you see right there on the thumbnail. So this particular flounce, you are going to sew it after you have turned with your fabric. Okay, if you want to use crinoline, that is fine. So you can see you start sewing it this way. Okay, you start turning it this way. So by the time it stands, it's going to stand this way. Then once you get somewhere here, you start from here to form the rows. So this rows you just keep tacking it, Okay, so I'll be using my needle and thread. That's if I'm working on fabric, so you can see what I'm doing. I'll keep tacking it just to form a rose. I'll keep tacking it. That's what I will do first. So by the time I get the tack, okay, or to the extent I need the tack, by the time I tack it, I'll now tack it on the dress this way. And this part I'm going to straighten it this way, okay, and sew to the bodies. I believe you understand it. So that is how we'll come to the end of this class. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you once again. See you in the next class.